Hi, my name is Rachel Elliott. I'm an Associate Director at Lynch Architects and a registered conservation architect. We found out about the Open Door project from the RIBA Conservation Registrar's newsletter and thought it sounded an interesting opportunity to present our recently completed project at Jankes Barn and participate in a discussion about approaches to building conservation in the UK and China. Jankes Barn is a Grade 2 listed timber frame threshing barn in North Essex in an unspoilt agricultural landscape, about an hour's train ride from London. It dates back to the 1780s, though some of the timbers were reused from earlier buildings. Our brief was the conversion of the barn and outbuildings for residential use, comprising 3 bedrooms, an open plan kitchen and living room, and an external courtyard area. We imagined the project as a means of inhabiting the existing structures while celebrating and doing as little as possible to change their character. The project could be described as a barn non-conversion. 3 black objects are inserted into the main volume of the barn: an edicule, a freestanding kitchen island, and a stove. The 3 bedrooms are dispersed in the lean-tos and the stable. Bathrooms are freestanding volumes within these. A new brick ground unites the internal volumes of the main barn and the outbuildings. Terraces of pavers provide extended thresholds that project into the enclosed space of the courtyard to the north and the open garden to the south to provide outdoor rooms. We used a limited palette of robust, cost-effective, sustainable materials that are pleasing to the eye and touch without the need for applied finishes. We thermally upgraded the existing walls and roof and installed underfloor heating beneath the new clay tiles on the floor, and we improved upon the U-value targets for refurbishment. The importance of architectural heritage, in my opinion, lies in its value to people and to the individual and collective memory. Studying and working with old buildings reveals so much about human civilization and the evolution of our landscapes and townscapes. It encourages an appreciation of traditional methods of building and craftsmanship. We should ensure that architecture students learn about vernacular traditions, as well as architectural history, as part of their education as a standard. Although people in the UK generally value architectural heritage, there are still too many examples of historic buildings of greater or lesser significance decaying or facing demolition because their original use is no longer viable, or the cost of maintaining and repairing them has become too great a burden. Jankes Barn benefited from 5% VAT rather than the usual 20% because a new dwelling was being created, and this lower rate made a huge difference to the affordability of the project, and I think should be available to all work to listed buildings. And architects need to engage in the debate on appropriate conservation approaches, especially in the context of improving the environmental performance of the historic building stock. In recent years, best practice has revolved around honest repairs whilst ensuring that new interventions contrast and are distinctly of their time. But perhaps this could give way to a slightly more nuanced approach, allowing more latitude in reimagining existing buildings and blending new with old. Thank you.